Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Moses Kotane Institute virtual lectures on Fridays. My name is Bongiwe July. I'm the Manager Innovation at the Moses Kotane Institute. Today we bring you bamboo biomass as an alternative source of renewable energy in KwaZulu-Natal. And it is proudly brought to us by Ms. Londega Ngumalo, who is one of our own research practitioner who's been with the Moses Kotane Institute for the past 3 years. She holds a Bachelor of Social Science in Philosophy, Political Science and Law, an honors degree in International Relations, and a Master of Social Science in Public Policy. Today, we are very much proud to present to you Ms. Londega Ngumalo. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. July, and thank you to the Moses Kotane Institute for allowing me this opportunity to disseminate information on my study. I'm going to now share my screen with you so that you can catch up and keep up with what I'm presenting today. Before I delve into the contents of the study, it's important that I give you a brief background of bamboo and its multiplicity functions. So bamboo is a giant woody grass which is grown chiefly in the tropics. Bamboo biomass is therefore biomass energy, that is the use of organic material to generate energy, just organic matter. Plant matter can be regrown and it's a renewable source of energy. This is an image of bamboo that grows in Africa, particularly in Ghana, Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Tanzania, and Eastern Cape and the Drakensberg. Ethiopia is the biggest bamboo grower in Africa. It is home to 67% of all African bamboo. When harvested and processed, bamboo is used to build houses, toilets, bridges, utensils, furniture, diapers, fences, and in Chinese and Ethiopian culture, it can be consumed and used, and its juices can be squeezed to heal eye infections. Furthermore, bamboo is planted to stop soil erosion. Research studies conducted in Asia investigated bamboo biomass as a biofuel that generates heat, fuel, and electricity. This study addresses bamboo's ability to generate energy, fuel, and electricity. South Africa has witnessed power outages that have bedeviled the South African economy, and it's predicted that coal will reach peak levels in 220 years due to resource limitation or scarcity. The country does not find a sustainable source of renewable energy to alleviate dependency on coal. We will experience more levels of load shedding in the next 5 to 10 years. Therefore, this study recommends bamboo as an alternative source of renewable energy in KwaZulu-Natal. This study was carried out through content analysis because it is a recommendation for the province to plant, cultivate, and harvest bamboo for commercial and domestic use as an alternative source of renewable energy in KwaZulu-Natal. Content analysis is the systematic reading, observing of texts, artifacts, which are assigned labels to indicate the presence of important patterns. The purpose of content analysis is to organize and elicit meaning from data collected and draw realistic conclusion. Therefore, this study used content analysis to extract relevant information from written texts, such as books and papers, and hypertext, such as e-journals, articles, and seminars. By extracting relevant information, I read, listened to seminars, and preserved relevant information on the use of bamboo as a regenerative, cheap, and environmentally friendly source of renewable energy. South Africans have experienced several periods of load shedding since 2007. This has been as a result of several factors, such as Eskom exporting electricity to neighboring states while not having the capacity to meet South Africa's demand, collapse of Eskom's cold storage silos, and the loss of generating capacity. The Council for Scientific Research and Industrial Research reported that 2019 was the worst year of power cuts since South Africans experienced the unprecedented implementation of Stage 6 load shedding in December. Eskom attributed these power cuts to the declining production volumes from a number of coal mines that are linked with and supply coal directly to specific Eskom power stations. This implies that coal is burning out quicker than expected, and we need to find an alternative source of renewable energy. The Department of Energy cautioned that failure to find an alternative source of renewable energy would lead to demand exceeding supply, and thus households and businesses would experience more shortages in the future. CSIR revealed that Eskom's energy availability factor has been declining since 2001, when it was over 90%. In 2019, EAF was 67%, which was its lowest average to date. The Department of Energy suggests that an urgent response is necessary to ensure short-term adequacy and set South Africa on a path towards long-term adequacy. In 2019, power outages shrank the country's GDP by 3.2% in the first quarter. Bamboo biomass, when converted and combusted through microbial and thermochemical methods, can generate fuel, gas, heat, and electricity. From the diagram, we can interpret this diagram as bamboo, when converted through microbial conversion, which is divided into thermochemical conversion and biochemical conversion, is a natural decomposition process in the absence of oxygen, produces a biogas that can be used to generate energy and heat. Bamboo biogas can be used as fuel for engines, turbines, gas boilers, and industrial heaters. The energy output from bamboo biomass is relatively cheaper, sustainable, and environmentally safe. Here's why bamboo is considered to be environmentally safe, cheaper, and sustainable. Bamboo charcoal fuel, which is used for cooking, does not produce carbon dioxide. The ash produced from burning bamboo is relatively low, making it environmentally sustainable. Bamboo charcoal fuel could solve the issue of deforestation in many African countries. It is important to note that bamboo grows naturally across Africa's diverse landscapes. And unlike trees, it grows after harvest because removing the top of bamboo results in new leaves growing from the cut. Therefore, cutting a stand of bamboo down to the ground does not eradicate it. The stalks eventually regrow from the base. This makes bamboo to be very suitable for energy plantation on degraded lands. In KwaZulu-Natal, the population can learn how to plant, cultivate, and harvest bamboo themselves and determine whether they use plants for personal or commercial use, thereby creating jobs in the green economy. For instance, in Tanzania, bamboo is used domestically for handcrafts, residential fencing, flower farming, farm crops for banana plantation. In Kenya, bamboo farming is maximized to promote the commercialization of bamboo. In Ghana, bamboo was planted to guard against deforestation and restore degraded mining areas. However, recently, products like bamboo bicycles and charcoal and furniture have been used in Ghana to gain economic profits. However, challenges to the development of commercialization of bamboo include financial support. Since the industry is relatively new in Africa, and financial institutions are reluctant to grant credit facilities because micro enterprises are considered to be poorly organized, the skills and technology remains a challenge in the rural outskirts of KwaZulu-Natal. Other issues include the infrequent rainfall that attributes to South Africa's water crisis. Climate change, on the other hand, has affected water supplies within the country. For example, in Durban, the dams are 20% lower than at the start of 2010. 5 million people lack access to clean water. The water crisis in South Africa is an inhibitor to the plantation of bamboo, and it explains why the province has not planted bamboo like India or Indonesia. National government and provincial government is aware of the energy crisis and has made attempts to resolve the crisis that plagues the country. Public and private sectors have realized that building more centralized energy capacity and extending the grid system using non-renewable energy sources is economically unfeasible and environmentally detrimental. As a result, there's an emergence of a broad spectrum of decentralized renewable energy models to supplement the loss of power generation and declining production volumes. These decentralized energy models are solar home systems, mini microgrids, solar kiosks, as well as the solar appliances. So if the country is already experimenting on solar systems and decentralized models of energy, then why use bamboo as a renewable source of energy? As already stated, bamboo is taking roots in Africa. In Kenya, Ghana, Tanzania, Eastern Cape, Ethiopia, bamboo is planted to reduce carbon dioxide emissions, stop soil erosion, stop mudslides, deforestation, and private organizations like INBA are training local communities to plant bamboo for commercial purposes. Research on bamboo as a renewable source of energy is at grassroots level in Vietnam and Thailand. So the reason for selecting bamboo, or the rationale for selecting bamboo, is because natural gas generates 34% heat and coal generates 30%, whereas renewables generate 15%. Bamboo biomass produces biogas that generates heat and energy that is equivalent to fossil fuels heat production. For example, char produced from bamboo yields 68% energy in raw material. Bamboo torrefied under carbon dioxide atmosphere at 240 to 340 degrees Celsius obtains solid products with a mass yield of 41 to 97% and energy yield 63% to 99%. In India, biogas plants were made from bamboo reinforced cement mortar to provide clean cooking energy for the house, which saved traditional cooking fuels such as firewood, cow dung, and liquefied petroleum gas. As one biogas plant saves 2 tons of wood or 400 kg liquefied petroleum gas per year, if 25,000 household biogas plants of 2 meters third capacity are installed, savings could be 50,000 tons of wood or 10,000 tons of liquefied petroleum gas. In Ranichari, a village in India, a 2-meter third BRCM biogas plant fed daily with 50 kilograms cattle manure mixed with 50 liters of water produced sufficient gas for cooking for a family of up to 6 to 8 people and cost INR 32,000 to 35,000. They reported that one 2-meter third gram mean bamboo biogas plant would save approximately 4 tons of carbon dioxide annually, which underscores bamboo's environmentally sustainable properties. So, using fossil fuels to generate energy poses 2 threats: pollution and resource limitation. Fossil fuels are not sustainable and are running out of stock. In 2013, Astia predicted that the oil peak level will occur in 40 years, coal in 220 years, and natural gas in 220 years. For example, 16 out of 20 largest oil fields in the world have reached peak level. Instead of us waiting for the light years to come, we can guard against peak levels by finding alternative sources of renewable energy to sustain the existing fossil fuels. Fossil fuels emit greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, which has contributed to global warming and climate change. Bamboo plants absorb carbon dioxide and they act as a carbon sink, which absorbs carbon dioxide and other harmful gases in the atmosphere. Ecotricity suggested that to keep the average global temperature increases between 1.5 degrees Celsius, humanity needs to leave at least 80% of fossil fuel reserves in the ground. Due to the planet not being able to respond and to adapt to the climate change, hence there needs to be alternative sources of energy to reduce the dependency on fossil fuels. In theory, bamboo biomass can replace fossil fuels since it is a renewable source and can be processed to make solid gaseous and liquefied fuels, as well as fight climate change and manage deforestation. To guard against high indoor air pollution and potential risks, bamboo biomass can be used in power plants to produce heat and power for electricity and district heating plants. The heat produced by direct biomass combustion in a boiler under controlled conditions can be used to generate electricity by running a steam turbine or engine. The International Energy Agency indicates that direct combustion in power plants is the cheapest and most reliable route to producing power from biomass in a standalone application. Bamboo has high heat values and volatile contents, low ash and moisture content that make it a suitable crop for bioenergy production. In comparison to other biomass, bamboo has cellulose and lignin content. Research on the potential of bamboo as a sustainable source of energy is at grassroots level in countries with substantial bamboo resources, such as Vietnam and Thailand. And as we already stated, research on bamboo biomass as a source of renewable energy in Africa is at a domestic level, and there hasn't been much research conducted there to understand whether we can export bamboo from Africa to other neighboring countries. So moving back to Vietnam and Thailand, in Bam Lam, Din Lin, and Dam Rong villages in Vietnam, a pilot project called Bioenergy Source from Sustainable Bamboo was launched in 2017. The project aimed to generate bioenergy from the bamboo forest areas to create the economic value of local bamboo by increasing income for people living near the forest. It also sought to protect and improve natural forest areas through the planet's capacity to absorb carbon dioxide and its ability to act as a carbon sink. The project also explored the potential to export sustainable biofuels from bamboo biomass. The project is still at grassroots level. So far, the project was carried out in 2019 on the ground. So far, the researchers are still going to plant these bamboo plants and then measure their growth within the next 5 years. The Lao farmers, also a village in Thailand, have also been experimenting with bamboo biomass as a cheaper and sustainable substitute for the expensive rice husk. In comparison to rice husk, rice straw, bagasse, palm shell, corn cob, and corn stalk, bamboo biomass has better fuel characteristics as it produces higher heating value of 17.58 kg/kg, whilst energy crops produce heating value ranging from 11.198 kg and 14.638 kg, and it can grow in degraded land. So to conclude, bamboo has a multiplicity of functions, and the idea of using bamboo biomass as an alternative source of energy seems to be gaining traction as power shortages continue to cripple the economy. The use of alternative energy sources in South Africa is crucial, and some of those that have been tried and tested include solar home systems, mini microgrids, solar kiosks, solar appliances, and biogas projects. This study, however, recommends that the expansion of bamboo use as a source of renewable energy. It argues for the diversification of power sources as the ESCOM challenges have demonstrated their disadvantage with reliance on only one source. As there is a great need for research and development in the area of alternative energy sources, it is important for the private sector to increase its participation in this regard. Mass production of bamboo biomass needs an extensive and costly irrigation infrastructure. This study recommends that government develop a sustainable water irrigation system that allows rural and urban communities to participate in innovative yet sustainable living. Government can therefore form a partnership with the private sector to train farmers and rural communities on how to plant and maintain bamboo. Thank you.
I can't hear. Ms. For the presentation. I think the only time when we see the bamboo is when we see the retail shops and they see the chopping board. So we didn't understand the extent of bamboo. I think the question that came through is, if a person wants to grow bamboo, would they need to get a special permit or a license to do it?
Thank you for the question, Ms. July. Well, so far, since bamboo has not been planted in South Africa, let me just state, in the Eastern Cape, bamboo has been shooting up on its own naturally. And then it has been also shooting up in the Drakensberg Mountains. It has not been clear whether people need to get permits to plant bamboo because the industry is fairly new in Africa, and in South Africa, there have been just a few plantations and attention to bamboo planting in the Eastern Cape. So that would require more research and perhaps a bigger conversation with the Department of Agriculture or the Department of Energy and ESCOM as to whether people can plant bamboo on their own or people will need to follow a certain channel to plant bamboo. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What is bamboo biomass in isiZulu? Very interesting question coming from Anonymous. Would you perhaps know?
Thank you for the question, Anonymous. But I do not have an explanation in isiZulu. But what I can say is bamboo is basically organic matter from plants. So e-waste esuka from processing bamboo. So once a bamboo is processed, we then take that waste, which is now called bamboo biomass, for thermochemical conversion or microbial conversion.
Thank you. We are a water scarce country. Is bamboo a water intense plant that consumes a lot of water, or else it's going to be a solution? Because the question that comes through is, what is the solution to the water problem? Can bamboo solve water problem also as solving the CO2 issue?
Thank you for the question. As stated earlier, bamboo we will require a mass irrigation system to plant bamboo. So yes, when you plant bamboo, you will require a lot of water to plant bamboo. However, as the study recommends, government can then find or develop a water irrigation system that will allow us to drain water, perhaps from a dam or from the sea, to plant bamboo. However, the best thing about bamboo is that it can be planted on degraded land, and it can be planted in temperate conditions as well as dry conditions. It blooms anywhere. So I believe that if it can grow in degraded land, it doesn't require too much water compared to other fossil fuels. But it requires water, yes, but not as much as other fossil fuels. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any traditional significance of this kind of plant, especially in South Africa? Is it a significant plant for South Africa to look at?
Okay. Thank you for the question, Ms. July. In terms of tradition, bamboo is viewed as a cultural plant in Vietnam and Thailand. In South Africa, we can look at bamboo for its commercial properties as well as its environmental properties. It will be significant for us to try and fight climate change and alleviate global warming by planting bamboo. I personally recommend that we plant bamboo around factories, because factories emit a lot of harmful gases that contribute to global warming and climate change. So if we plant bamboos next to factories, we will be able to absorb these harmful gases, because bamboo acts as a carbon sink. And also, bamboo can also be planted in places that have a lot of mudslides. During flooding, people can prevent a lot of homes collapsing. As we've noticed in our history in South Africa, there's an issue of flooding. So we can plant bamboo in those certain areas. In terms of its cultural aspect, it's only recognized as such in Vietnam and Thailand. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There is another. I think this is a comment to our lecture today from Lungile. Thank you for the insightful presentation. I have a small bamboo steamer for cooking bread. I did not know of its significant energy uses. And another one comes from Lise. She says, thank you very much, Ms. Ngala, for such an informative research. It certainly opens another economic sector growth. I think from the agriculture and agro-processing sectors that Moses Kotane is very much interested on, and we are researching on. This is one of the productions of the research that has been done around the area. And as we heard from the lecturer herself, it is not a South African native plant. It is something that the Eastern Cape is having shooting up naturally from that side, but it does have economic benefits that the Moses Kotane would advise as to how then do we position the province on bamboo and also the biomass that comes after the processing of the plant. And we would like to thank you very much for tuning in, but I think it is worthy to say those that are currently on the call and can perhaps stay another 15 minutes, we will show a video of what is called biogas, which is very linked to renewable energy, which was today's lecture. The lecture was supposed to have been played at the Disrupted Industries Summit that due to COVID-19, Moses Kotane could not host. What I will do right now is to share with the colleagues that are on the call the presentation on biogas. If you can give a second, we will share the presentation.
Hello, my name is Nigel Tucker. I'm the Regional Manager for Agama Biogas in KwaZulu-Natal. For those that need to know, biogas is the conversion of waste into gas, sustainable energy. Thanks to the Moses Kotane Institute for inviting us to participate in this forum. I know we can add value by providing jobs and sustainable energy in more ways than one. I'm sure you've heard the saying, think outside the box. Well, to do this and actually make it happen, thinking outside the box has to die. We need a new box. We need to custom make a box, or rather even a circle. Big industry is shedding jobs. The mines, the banks, agriculture, they're all shedding jobs. And this was happening even before coronavirus. We at Agama Biogas create jobs and micro businesses, and so we hope that you will help us to deliver our food, energy, and business solutions to the millions who need it. When we think of energy in the context of the title, Disrupted Industries and Models for Job Creation within Renewable Energies, we may think about electricity, petrol, diesel, paraffin, candles, etc. If we think in our custom box or circle, we may consider food as renewable energy. It gives us the go to get through the day and helps kids to be alert and learn. And I expect the models for job creation are conventional norms. But that's not us. We're not conventional. We are not the norm. What is a job anyway? What does the work or job do for us? The primary objective of any work or job is obviously to put food on the table and a roof over our heads. You know, before this corona thing, we installed units into Ndwedwe. Excuse me. Ndwedwe up the north coast. 4 primary schools were the beneficiaries of Agama Biogas systems. The focus was the food and the garden. The biogas that cooks the food was the secondary product, and even although it saves a ton of cash originally being spent, it was secondary. The staff are really happy because it adds value and food is always welcome. Jobs in this sector are usually absorbed by the staff at the school, but this model is tried and tested, and it's easy to roll out with local people who are voluntary stakeholders. This is always best because they have a vested interest and it helps develop the sustainability part. Moms are happy, teachers are happy, kids are very happy with a more nutritious meal each day. Well, not now with lockdown, but usually. They learn about food, food gardens, sustainable energy, and more importantly, they learn that their consumption creates waste. Food security is a buzzword, but it shouldn't be, because going forward, it makes real sense to give this the focus and attention it deserves. A lot of people are struggling to ensure food security. Although social grants are effective, they are under strain with a growing population and high inflation. The now recent junk status is not going to help us either. Another thing is energy poverty. It's a real danger in our society. Families with low income have limited access to expensive electricity. There's very little spare money. As a result, certain electrical usage does not happen. Hot water, a hot meal, a warm room, and lights at night are not a reality for all. Water is a big issue. Now, South Africa is water stressed, and waste entering our water sources is a major danger affecting health, hospitals, and food source. Just recently, Willerton Oil in Pietermaritzburg severely contaminated the Umgeni River. It's not that it's going to happen. It is happening. Our water supply is already stressed. Waste removal is another thing, because outside of city centres or city limits, it just doesn't happen. Management consists mostly of throwing out organic waste for dogs and pigs and burning the rest. This method encourages vermin and scavengers to the household. It damages the environment and puts natural bacteria out of harmony and potentially causes dangerous bacteria to thrive. This increases health risks and it burdens other entities like hospitals. The soil is not great either. The rural areas are notoriously poor. There's been far too many years of overgrazing cattle, overburning and underwatering without any nutritional feed, and this has left big areas depleted. There's limited or no jobs for the youth. The economy is depressed and kids are leaving school with limited or no job prospects. Large numbers drop out of school early because they just don't see the point. And this can lead to violence, crime, knock-on socio problems, impacts on health, hospitals, prisons, etc. At the risk of sounding boring, we really need a new normal for 2020, and we hope that these new normals will include a new vision for community well-being and development with Agama Biogas as a partner. They say having 20/20 vision is like being awake and being able to see the big picture with wisdom and wide eyes. Having a job is about money, and there's two ways to make it. You can earn more, or you can spend less. Jobs within the food sector create dignity, confidence, and self-respect. And with lockdown, it's actually the most essential service. The question we at Agama often ask is, where does the money go? When the community buys an Eskom card, where does the money go? When the community buys 750ml paraffin or candles or whatever it is, where does the money go? One thing's for sure, it doesn't stay in the community, and it should. Instead, it's swallowed up by big business, the same big business that's shedding the jobs. Agama biogas is timeless, and it remains part of the new age by creating jobs within the sustainable energy sector from waste, which is continually created by humans, animals, and the environment. Creating jobs from waste is logical, it's efficient, it's effective. Unlike schools with their Agama systems managed by the school staff, our 4-in-1 concept is the business model which I think is likely to create the jobs that this forum is looking for. It targets housing developments and clusters where 4 houses are serviced and supplied by one system. The skills are easily learned, and we find that when we do an install, we use labor from the community, and there are always 1 or 2 guys that show a particular interest in the overall concept and system. It's these individuals that are on their way to become the entrepreneurs with micro-businesses. Again, Agama biogas ticks the boxes. We recycle waste, we regenerate the environment, we create food, we create energy, and we create jobs at the same time. The jobs of 10 years ago are no longer available today, and the conventional job is not likely to be available for many of our young people. But really, a job is not just about the job. It's also about a sense of well-being, a sense of purpose, confidence, respect, and so many other factors that play a vital role. We all create waste. It's a natural fact of human life. How we process and manage this waste is all important, and knowing the best practice to follow helps create sustainability. Creating jobs from this waste is logical. Although schools have been major beneficiaries of our systems, it's only because of funding from foreign aid organizations. The new normal must include local funding, regional funding. I heard that government is considering the bailout of SAA again. You know, with that sort of money, we could install thousands of our 4-in-1 systems, literally thousands. And at the same time, sustainable living is created for millions of people. And at the same time, we could create thousands of jobs and hundreds of micro-enterprises. These 4-in-1 developments will sustainably supply and feed a community for years and years. At the same time, it creates job opportunities within micro-enterprises and allow them to thrive and develop. New installations, maintenance, sales of organic fertilizer, accessories, services, training of staff in new areas, gardeners for the seamless food supply, etc. are some of the sustainable jobs that are created. Food gardens, water harvesting and biogas are all part of the package offered, and training is mandatory. Here is a workbook which illustrates the details and mechanics involved in the systems. It's a practical workbook for kids that develops clear understanding of sustainability. So if you have a look through, it's got nice pictures. Let me just get this open. You can see the nice pictures. It talks to them specifically about biogas, water harvesting. Obviously, this is focused specifically for schools, and the 4-in-1 system would be targeted for that specific work model. But training is of major importance to us. It's 2020. There are more than 20,000 of the schools in the country with a feeding program out of necessity. Due to the low technical nature of this technology, unemployed youth are employed to assist with the civil construction work, which is low skill and low danger. This makes it easy to train these youngsters into the work. Once they've gained some experience, it is again easy to develop those interested in becoming site supervisors and managers. This is the start of the new microbusiness. Using this model allows us to leave the skills in the area. It helps some of those originally involved to gain employment by offering ongoing forward support and services, with lots of other opportunities based on the working model already installed. And as suggested previously, it gives rise to business opportunities in various jobs. It's not just work for a day, but rather a life skill with a work or job concept of being future-proof. One of the biggest factors about biogas is that it feeds the soil. This creates huge potential for unemployed youth to grow their own food and create business models around food business, essential service. Biogas slurry is well documented as a source to improve crops, quality of crop, strength and density of plants, size of the yield, resilience to pests, and creates good soil bacteria which assists in rebuilding the natural fauna. Small-scale and emerging farmers also benefit from our biogas digesters. It's a challenge to be a farmer. Water, drought, feed, etc. all increase the input costs of farming. Like I said earlier, there's two ways to make money: earn more or spend less. And here, our Agama digesters use the organic waste on the farm to provide energy for heating, cooking, making hot water, but overall helping the farmer to spend less but increase profitability. Organic crops are becoming more sought after. People are becoming a lot more aware of what they eat and concerned with personal health and wellness. Organic food supply could also be another valuable source of revenue. More jobs, sustainable jobs. Even if the youth only grow food for their own families, it would increase their success and help them make a meaningful contribution to their families and their communities. A few weeks ago, we were all going to meet at the RCC. Our world changed very quickly, and a chat over a coffee and a debate on the subject would have been rewarding. Anyhow, I really look forward to receiving your questions, and I hope to hear from you soon about this business model. Please visit our website, agamabiogas.co.za, or send me an email. My address is nigel@biogaspro.com. Thanks very much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Bye now.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And that was the end of the presentation from Agama Biogas. And we will look at the next week's program. And please keep lookout for what is going to be dealt with on the weekly Friday lectures at the Moses Kotane Institute. For those who have sent the questions, I still believe that we still have quite a few questions on today's topic on bamboo, but due to the fact that we have run out of time, we will answer those questions with Muslim to each and everyone who has sent through those questions. I think today what we can take away is the fact that for young entrepreneurs, there is a space to operate within agriculture, and please look at those places where no one has touched, biogas being one, but mostly the bamboo. Let's make furniture out of it, let's make things out of it, and let's make sure that we create a sustainable environment for our future generations. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.